Hello, friends! Welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. I am extremely close to 2,000 subscribers, so today I thought I would build a real-time subscriber count. Let's switch to my screen. So currently, the page is at 1969, but one of the things about YouTube is if this changes, it doesn't show. I don't know, do I have 1970? Okay, I don't yet. And hopefully I can finish building the app before I get to 2,000. But the plan is to have a page that shows the number of subscribers, and if it changes, you'll see that number change in real time. Like I said, there are a few different apps that already do this, but I kind of want to build it from scratch. Hello, Rand. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Amy. William, hello. Kaizen, hello. William. Oh, I said hello to William. Infenzium Testinel, hello. Welcome, welcome. And yes, it is July 4th here in the United States of America. And I don't know if you saw in the chat, but you might have been presented with an ad this time. So I officially got approved for monetization. So if you watch an ad, I'll make like half of a penny. So if you feel like doing that, that's great. If you want to have an ad blocker, that's great too. But yeah, it's enabled now. There's also Super Chat. You might see actually, maybe I can see it here. If I go, let me mute it. Yeah, you can click this button and give me money if you feel like it. $500? I don't know. But that's enabled, so that's nice. Cool. Let's get started because, like I said, I want to build this app before I get to 2,000 subs. Oh, 1970. Oh, God. Okay, we got to hurry. So here's the idea. I'm going to build an Express server that's going to make a GET request to YouTube Analytics every X seconds. So I have seen some apps that do this, but they make the call directly to the YouTube Analytics from the client. I want to do this on the server side, and I'm going to store the last known value. And then if that value ever changes, I'm going to emit a socket message. So the client will just be listening on that socket for the subscriber count change. And there'll also be a way to just get the latest subscriber count from my server. So let's do it. Hello, Carlos. Welcome. JT, welcome. Okay. So I'm going to create a server folder. Go in there, and then I'm going to need Express, Cores, Morgan. And I do this so often that I made a nice little basic Express server that I can copy and paste. It has logging, Cores headers, a basic / route that says hello world, an error handler, and a 404 error handler. So we've got that. So, oh no, I installed those things without having a package.json. Okay, there's my package.json. Let's add them to the package.json. And I'll add a new file, index.js, that has that good stuff in there. And then when it's all done, let's create a start script. And for kicks, let's install node.mod. Not for kicks, I mean, it's helpful. We'll save this as a dev dependency. And then we'll create a dev script once that gets added. Oh, Kaizen says this feature is not available in your area. Is that for Super Chat? Interesting. I did not know it was limited by country. Okay, so now we have node.mod. Let's add a dev script. And let's fire her up. npm run dev. Got a server listening on 5,000. If I go to localhost 5,000, got an Express server. That's great. Okay, next thing on the list is to find the channel statistics API endpoint for the YouTube API. So let's look at, I think it's called the YouTube data API. Let's find their docs. Okay, add YouTube functionality to your site, search for content, API Explorer, no, I don't really want that. Use the API to upload videos, manage playlists, I don't want to do that. Let's see searching for content. Hey Joe, hello, welcome. Appreciate it. Take a quick stretch. I did find a website earlier that shows the real-time analytics, and then I just looked at the dev tools and saw which endpoint it was hitting. So, okay, so if we look at channels, list, what? Already? A super chat from Paul Charles, $10. Love the stream and videos, just wanted to help out. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. That's incredible. That literally got enabled today. I really appreciate it. Okay. Let's find out. So the thing is, I don't want to use. They actually have like a Google npm package. I know that there's just an API endpoint that I can hit. Let's just Google it. YouTube API channel analytics, or like channel subscriber count maybe. Analytics and reporting APIs. Understanding your audience. API channel subscribers count. Okay, here's a Stack Overflow. Let's see if they give it to us. This is from 2015. Let's try it. Channels list. Okay, yeah, so okay, so I was looking at this, but the part that we want specifically is statistics, not analytics, statistics. Wait. And is this, oh, not that channel ID. Can I switch to my YouTube channel? Oh, how do I get my YouTube channel ID? Load in the APIs Explorer. This is great. This is going so smoothly. Okay, the count isn't increasing. That's a good thing. Authorize and execute. Let's see what this gives me. Manage your YouTube account? No. View your YouTube account? I don't want to do any of this. I just want to, yeah, I guess view. Ooh, I could do that one. View your YouTube account, allow. Okay, response. View count, subscriber count. Okay, that's a lot of subscribers. This apparently is not mine, but I think this is the endpoint that we need to make the request against. I just got to figure out my channel ID. So let's do this. I'm going to add it as a comment. And then we'll say YouTube API get channel ID. And actually, I think if I do something like this, usually the channel ID is like in the URL, this thing. Yeah, this thing. So let's try it in the API Explorer. If I put this as the ID, authorize and execute. Wait, what's it? Oh! Don Wynn donated $10. Thank you so much. And that was through a different donation channel. People are giving me money. Raphael asks, late to the code party, what JS framework are you using today? So for the back end, I'm using Express and Socket.io. I have not decided for the front end yet. I think when we get there, we will maybe throw a poll in the chat. Yes, this worked. So that actually was my channel ID. That's what I was trying to figure out. Okay, so that is my channel ID. So if we replace that here, that's good to go. Now I need an API key. Google API console. This thing. This is my account. Here, I'm going to hide my screen just real quick, just in case there's any sensitive info. But was that John Wynn? Thank you. You rock. Okay. I do have a Coding Garden project. APIs and services, credentials. Okay. I have the key. And let me see if this works. If this works, I don't mind if you all see the key, because after this video gets published, it works. After this video gets published, I'm going to create a new key anyways. Okay, so this is what we figured out. We call the endpoint. We want statistics. We pass in the ID of my channel and my API key, which you can get in the API, the Google API console. And we have view count and subscriber count. That's what we want, because right now we're at 1970. When we get to 2000, it'll be a glorious moment in time, but we're going to have record of it. So that's where we're going to make the request to. Let's look at our checklist. We found the endpoint. We created the API key. Now let's call this API on a set timeout. So to call an API from inside of Express, I'm going to use a package called node.fetch. And basically, if you've used fetch in the browser, it's the exact same thing, but you can use it inside of Node. So that installed node.fetch, and then I can bring it in. Node.fetch. And then let's do this. I'll have a get route. Well, not even yet. So I think what I'll do is, like, when the Express app starts up, we're just going to start requesting from this API like every 5 seconds. So we'll do that here. Yeah, so I'll have a function get latest stats. And inside of here, I'm going to do a fetch to this URL. Let's store that URL up here. Stats URL is that. We're going to make the request there, and then we get the response. We'll turn that response into JSON. And then we should get the result. And for now, let's just log that result. And yeah, instead of doing a set timeout, I think what I'll do is, okay, when the app starts up, let's just call get latest stats. Let's see if this works. So in my console here, we're getting the latest stats and logging it. And let's just have like a global variable that is like latest stats. And we'll initialize that. Just we'll do a let, and it's initially undefined. And then when we get back the result, we'll set it. But the thing we want is items bracket 0 dot statistics. So latest stats is result dot items at 0 dot statistics. And then we'll just log the latest stats. Cool. Because that gives us view count, subscriber count, video count. Hidden subscriber count, what does that mean? A channel can actually hide their subscriber count. Raphael votes for view, Goofernator votes for view, and hello Brooks. Hello, welcome to the stream. Happy 4th. Okay, cool, so we're getting this, and so what I want to do is we'll call this function when the app starts up, and then like, let's say 5 seconds later, we will just get the latest stats again. So this is just going to be constantly be running. Every 5 seconds, we'll have this variable that has the latest stats. And then let's have an endpoint. We'll just do like an app.get. Josh Jones, thanks for the $2. You the best. Appreciate it, man. Okay, so when we get a GET request on, let's do stats, why not? We will just return the latest stats. So res.json, latest stats. And that should be fine. So now on port 5000, if we go to /stats, that's the latest stats. But the cool thing about this is this isn't hitting the YouTube API, right? This is only hitting my server, and my server is making the request every 5 seconds. So one thing you might run into if you try to build a real-time app like this is you might hit, rate limit issues, because if you have like 10 people all visit your website and all 10 of them are requesting Google's API like every second, then that's 100 10 requests a second? Yeah, I don't know. But it's a lot of requests. But now that my server is the one making the requests, my client or the thing making the request can make this request all day long, and it's not going to hit any usage things. That's great. So now we should set this up with sockets. So what we can do is when our client loads, it'll make a GET request here so we can just display the latest subscriber count. And then we'll have a we'll listen for a socket message that if it ever changes, then it should get it and show the latest value. Raphael says, love your channel, man, especially how you explain what each step is doing. Super helpful. Appreciate it. I do my best to do that. Sometimes I move too fast. You can always call me out in chat and be like, hey, what does that thing do? And I'll try to explain it. Cool. So that's doing it. Let's hook up socket.io. Let's look at our README. So we're calling the API. We're storing the last known subscriber count. Like right now, I'm just storing this in memory, which means like if my server ever goes down, this will get wiped out. Like a stretch feature could be every time I get the latest value stored in a database. So we would have like a timestamp of at this given time on this day, this is what the subscriber count was. Or we could store it every time it changed. Don't know, but that's right there. And then we have our GET route that will just return the last known subscriber count. Now this next part, if the subscriber count changes, send a socket message. So for that, we're going to hook up socket.io here. And so if you're not familiar with socket.io, it's a way to create real-time applications. So a WebSocket is a way for a client and a server to have a persistent connection. And that's different from like a REST endpoint because, for example, if I want to get this data, which is the latest stats, the client has to actually say, hey server, give me the data. Hey server, give me the data. Hey server, give me the data. But with a socket connection, it's persisted and it's just sitting there connected. And at any time, the server can send the client a message without the client even asking for it. And that's what we want to do here. Oh, new subscriber. Cool. We're at 1971. Okay, so let's set up socket.io. We'll do getting started. And we want to do it with an Express app. So this is what we'll have to do. So we'll bring in, yeah, so we'll have that. And then how do we bring in and hook it up to socket.io? You do socket.io and eventually pass it into HTTP. Okay, so here's how we're going to have to adjust our app. Up here, instead, right here is fine. So we can create the Express app, but we also need to bring in HTTP. And actually, I don't like the way they did this. Let's do this. Let's say HTTP is bringing that in, and then server is going to be http.server by passing in our app, and we do that after we create the Express app. That makes more sense to me. And then here we create IO by passing in the server. And I don't like requiring things in line, so let's put it up here. So let's call this socket.io, and then socket.io with the server. Okay, that was a lot of moving things around, but it's doing exactly the same thing. Bring in the HTTP library, create a server with the HTTP library by passing in our Express app, bring in the socket library, and then pass the server into that. And so now IO is our actual like socket connection. Cannot find module socket.io. Well, we need to install it. There are quite a few votes for Vue.js. We'll probably do it with Vue. That'll be easy enough. Okay, so now that we have socket.io, it's listening, it's working again. So let's figure out how to set this up. So we'll do IO on connection. Oh, and actually, now instead of doing app.listen, we need to do server.listen. That's one thing that I need to change. Yeah, and that's mainly so that both our like REST API and our socket API are running on the same port with the same server. That's why we're setting it up this way. So now we can listen for connections. Let's take a quick stretch. Actually, I'm going to open up my yerba mate. I had one today, but it's a special occasion. I'm going to drink two. Okay, so we'll listen for connections. And we can really do that anywhere in here. We also could clean this up, put it in separate files. I'm just going to throw this right here. It's a mess right now, but we'll clean it up. So I/O is this socket server, and when a client connects to it, we're just going to say a user connected. Great. But there are ways of sending a message. And actually, yeah, so let's do this. Well, I guess we don't really care if a client disconnects. Emitting events. The main idea behind Socket.io is that you can send and receive any events you want with any data you want. Any objects that can be encoded as JSON will do, and binary data is supported too. So we're listening for a message in the server, but I want my server to emit. Yeah, so broadcasting. In order to send an event to everyone, Socket.io gives the io.emit event. Interesting. For everyone? This must be new. I've never used it like that. So if you want to send a message to everyone except for a certain socket, we have the broadcast flag. Broadcast.emit. In this case, for sake of simplicity, we'll send the message to everyone, including the sender. Oh, okay. This is just the message that they're sending. Okay. So let's do this. Really, we don't even need to listen for user connections. I don't think we do, because I/O is where we can emit, and basically right in here, when we have the latest stats, is where we want to emit. So we're just going to emit stats, and we'll. I was just going to emit whenever the stats have changed, but let's just emit the latest stats. So like every 5 seconds, we're actually going to be emitting this to whatever client is listening. Yeah. Actually, what if I don't even want to do that. I think that's it. That's all we're gonna do. And now we just need a client to connect to our server. And Fancy Intestinal is saying, use some esoteric front-end API. Have you heard of Mithril? This isn't exactly esoteric, but this is like weird. I don't know. And hey, Robin, welcome to the stream. Hello. Okay, so let's check our stats. We're still at 1971. That's good. Let's create a front end. So we need to create a front end so we can test out this socket connection. And in the root here, I'm going to make a client directory. I could use the Vue CLI. There are quite a few votes for Vue.js. Hello, Ghosts. Welcome to the stream. I think I'll just use Vue. And one thing I'll do is I'll do like the rapid prototyping version. So instead of generating a Vue app, I'll just do like a single Vue component file. Watch me. All right. Create a client folder. In there, let's do an npm init. Not that. Npm init -y. So create a package JSON. We're going to install @vue/CLI, because that's going to give us the Vue CLI in this specific project. Randomness says, hurry, 1972. It's only gone up by 2 since I started the stream, so. Okay, so we just installed the Vue CLI locally in this client folder. So we have the Vue CLI, so let's do this. The serve command is going to be view serve app.view, and then we need an app.view file. We'll scaffold it out. Looks like my autocomplete wasn't working. There we go. Throw like an H1, hello view. And let's see what happens. npm run serve. So this is great because, so I have this single view file, but the view CLI is actually serving it with a Webpack dev server and all that good stuff. It's working. Cool. View for the win. Okay. Let's get the connection working, and then we can worry about styles and all that good stuff. So on the client, how do we set it up on the client? I believe we can install socket.io client. Let's look for it on npm. Socket.io-client. Let's look at it on GitHub. Yeah. I just want to make sure this is the legit one because this is from socket.io. Cool. So let's install it. So in our client folder, we'll npm install socket.io-client. And then we'll need to import it in. We can do that in our app.view. And then we'll create a mounted method. So when the component is mounted, we'll start listening for events. We'll create, really we could, let's do this. I was gonna say like this.socket. Nah, we don't need to do that. And then, so we need to go to localhost 5000. And we should just be able to do socket on stats. This should give us the stats. And then we'll just log the stats. See what happens. DevTools. Failure to load. Okay. Wait for it. Hey! So every 5 seconds, we should see the latest stats from YouTube. We got a socket connection. Hey Greg, welcome to the stream. Happy 4th. Yes, it's working. Okay, here's what we should do though. When the page loads, we should make a GET request to this endpoint so that way we have the stats before the socket event comes in. So let's do this. We'll just do also on mounted, we'll do a fetch. And for now, on our data, let's have a stats property that's initially just an empty object. And here we'll do this.stats equals stats. And when it's mounted, we'll just do a simple fetch to the stats endpoint and then turn it into JSON. And then we got our stats, and we'll say this.stats equals stats. And then in the view, just do a nice little section. For now, we'll show like a pre-tag that has stats in it. So now, when the page loads, we have our stats, but then a few seconds later, we're getting the latest version of the stats. Let's also show like a last updated date so we can see that it's actually working. And so really I want to do two things. I want to set the stats and I want to set this.last updated to new date. And then when we get the stats, I'm going to set last updated there. So then like right below here, we'll do like a small with last updated. So we should be able to see every few seconds it's changing. And there's like this weird space here. That is because all of this spacing here. So let's get rid of that. Do like that. Cool. And I think we can do like to locale string, get like a nicely formatted date. Cool. Yeah, so every 5 seconds or so, we should see the latest value. Let's just show the subscriber count. So like instead of this pre, we'll just do like nh1, and we'll do stats.subscriber count. 1972. Cool. Now let's make it pretty. So I think first I'll just make it like a nice font, and then we can maybe find a library that does like someone in Discord, I think it was Ivan. Yeah, Ivan recommended using something like Flapper, because we could show like the count. This is a jQuery plugin. We could probably find one for Vue, or maybe one that's just like vanilla JS or CSS and try to use something like it. For now, let's just make this font giant font. So let's say body, font family, no, font size is like 4 M's, and also the font family for now is just sans serif. No, font family, sorry. There we go, it's giant. Let's also make this, no, let's make the section display flex, and we'll make it all centered. We could give it a class, we'll just target it directly. Section display is flex, flex direction is column, and align items is center. Yes, very nice. Okay. We could show, actually we'll grab a Google font. So if you've ever seen my, oh, not that. If you've ever seen my Coding Garden website, this is, I can't remember what the font is, but I'll use this font because I like this font. ShareTech Mono, and this actually comes from Google Fonts. ShareTech Mono. We could just do ShareTech. I like monospaced. Add. One font family selected. So we can just throw the link tag somewhere. Actually, can I just import it in my CSS? Or like in my style? Like that. And then down here, the font family will be that. Will this work? Hey, that worked. Alvaro, hello, welcome to the stream. Cool. That's it. I guess we could let's show like Coding Garden with CJ up at the top. So we'll make this like an H3. Technically, H1 should come before H3s, but I don't mind. H6? Yeah. Let's see what's going on here, though. This is because of the display flex. Actually, let's do this. The body will have a height of 100 view height, and section will have a height of 100%, because that will make everything evenly spaced, or it should at least. Flex, grow. Isn't there a flex property that will push everything to the edges? Yeah, because the section is taking up the whole thing. I do want to get rid of the margin on the body, though. So body margin is 0 pixels. Black background, white text. Good call, Kaizen. that's like my brand colors. Background black, color white. Nice. We could say, let's say like subscriber count below this. Coding Garden with CJ. subscriber count. We'll say live subscriber count. That's ugly. There we go. Justify content space between. Thank you, sir. That came from Robin. And that should push it so that like this is at the top, that's at the bottom. There seems to be, oh yeah, there's a top margin by default on H6. Let's give the H6 no top margin. Or just a lot less. Margin top, like 1M. Yeah, like that. Cool. Now use background. But Geomad says Google Fonts has import code too in a separate tab. Oh, there we go. If you click it, it shows you how to import it. Cool. Very nice. Kaizen says make the font size view height so it actually scales. I could do it view width too, but let's do this. Yeah, view height. What is that going to do for us? It's tiny. But if we go smaller, the font gets smaller too. Let's do 10 view height. Cool. I like that. And it gets smaller. If we look at this on mobile, it's viewable. It's not the best. iPhone 6, 8 Plus. We could do like a media query. I don't know. I'm not going to do that. Hey, Andreas. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so live subscriber count. Oh, did we just go up one? I think we just went up one. Yay! Let's maybe find like a flip clock thingy like Ivan had suggested. Flapper. Let's do a CSS clock flip animation. 39 CSS clocks. Not that, not that, not that. Well, this is interesting, like the number like going from one to the next. Oh, good call. I'm getting all kinds of suggestions. Okay, let me catch up on the chat. Okay. You know what? Remove the default margin of H1 through H6, then add padding or something on that main section so that it would spread evenly. And the padding will make sure that we don't hit the borders. Live, it should be red. But will likely look crappy on black. I don't know. I actually do like the black-red aesthetic. We'll also fix the responsiveness issues. Okay. There's flipclock.js. Ooh, make a banner that goes across the screen. Okay, let's do this. So first thing, let's get rid of the default margins as suggested. Oh, I need to do this. So H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6, margin 0 pixels. What does this do for us? Okay, so now everything is like spread out. Let's take a quick break. And then you were suggesting using padding, because then that would push things out and scale them. So now that I've removed the margins, they still scale, but then we could do like the H6 has a little bit of padding. And then maybe also the small. I mean, really I should be adding classes to these things. Oh well. Padding to view width. It's too much. 1 view width. Oh, we can do view height. 3 view height. I can make this font smaller. 2 view height. Okay. There we go. It's nice I guess the only thing is if we do this, it does that. Well, also, obviously, we should have text align center. Why don't I have that? That's why it's doing weird things. Yeah, there we go. All right, Robin, let me know if that satisfies you. I think you were saying do something with the actual subscriber count. Really, I want to make this even bigger, right? I want to make that gigantic. That's the H1. Let's give it a class. I mean, the page is super. No, we're not. The page is super basic. We'll just target the H1 directly. H1 font size is right now we're doing it based on view height. 10 view height. Let's do 15 view height. Wait, is that working? All right, let's mess around with it. 20 view height. 40 view height. Yeah. Look at that. Okay. Really responsive. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the chat. Jimmy is asking, why do I use or like Vue.js? Really because it's really easy to get going. It's really easy to learn, I've found, like for students and people that are new to front-end development. It just works. It's not as cumbersome as I've come to find a lot of other front-end frameworks to be. And I find myself having fun when I code. Other things, I'm not really having as much fun. Kaizen is saying we should have like a ticking sound effect. Is it still working? Is the time changing? Oh, okay, it is. Cool. Paul Charles Sr. pledge. Oh, it's a Patreon pledge. Thank you so much, Paul Charles. Appreciate it. That's awesome. Oh, I see. And then Robin is saying on the section, which would give it all padding on top and bottom instead of padding the H6 in the small. I like the way you think. All right, we can do that up here. Whoa. Well, maybe that's too much. That's too much. It's doing weird things. Yeah, I like the way I had it. Mainly because it just didn't go off. It didn't go off screen. Yeah, because now that keeps it within screen always. Because even if you go like this. Oh wow. Maybe we should be for width versus height. I don't know. Do a pop-up. It's vintage. Robin says, no, put the padding on the main section. Oh, because it's 100% height, and then it's padding outside of that. Okay. I see. By making it, well, I have it as 100% so that it fills the whole screen because the parent is 100 view height. But now that I've done that, we're saying put here, padding, 10 view height, 0. I see what you mean, because then it's not the whole screen. I'm okay with that. We could also add a media query that's like when you get to this size of a screen, make the subscriber count smaller. But regardless, we have fiddled with styles enough. Let's find a flip clock thingy. Yeah, and the font right now isn't scaling horizontally. It's only scaling vertically. We could add horizontal scaling, like I said, if we had like a media query. And William, I like your suggestion. We should just redo the whole thing in WebAssembly. He hears it's the next big thing. Okay. Let's look up, someone suggested flipclock.js. Who was that? That was from Goofernator suggested flipclock.js. I'll look it up. And there was a suggestion to play Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley when we reach a certain subscriber count. I don't know. Let's see. Ooh. Let's look up like flip clock Vue.js. Flip clock and countdown with Vue.js. That's cool. Let's see it on CodePen. There's some serious styling going on. Are they not? They're not using a library. They're just doing it all from scratch. I don't want to do that. Wait, am I missing chats? No, I'm not. Okay. I should play some sort of sound when it gets to 2,000 subscribers. Cool. Vue flip clock. 2 stars. Looks like it's Chinese. Requires jQuery, so they're probably, are they using just, okay, you know what? Maybe we can just use this. Let's look at basic example. Flip clock requires a few files to work properly. The minified source contains all the clock faces for maximum portability. What are the different clock faces? Hourly counter, general counter. Hey, that's what I want. This is gonna take some like special logic. I think I'll just use this. This will be cool. But actually, you know what? Let's compare this to Flapper, which was suggested. How much easier it might be to use this versus that. Value.change. Anytime the input's value changes, just call change to update the display. Flapper takes care of the rest. This could go around the reactive nature of Vue.js though. We'd be like doing direct DOM manipulation. Kaizen is saying we should drop the date, keep the time, and make that a flip clock also. So right here, the only thing about this is it's updating every 5 seconds instead of every second. I mean, technically, because this is the timestamp of the stats that you're showing on the page right now. Technically, this doesn't have to be the timestamp that's coming from the server though. This could be the actual time itself. Okay. Easy to use, themable, 2 animation effects. Let's look, I mean, I saw that it was easy to use. Okay, options. The number of digits, format, theming. I feel like that's too much. I feel like this is what I'm gonna do. 90s. Oh, we went up by 1. Whoever you are, I appreciate you. Oh, wouldn't I focus on something, playing something each time count changes? Yeah, definitely. Maybe we could do like an explosion of emojis anytime it changes. Let's get a flip clock working and then, yes, let's do it. Okay, I want to use this. Let's actually see that's the example that I'm going to be working from. But is there a way to install it from npm? Let's find it. Flip clock, a fully featured countdown clock. Website, is this the same one? This is the same one, okay. All files are compiled with gulp. Once you're in the flip clock directory, run the command npm install, followed by the command gulp dev. Well, don't know about that, but I am going to npm install flip clock on the client. Yeah, and Alvaro was saying just playing some sound anytime it changes. We could definitely do that. Let me add these things. So we ended up setting up the client with Vue. Right now, if this is, well, really we're just sending a socket message with latest sub count. We're automatically sending it. We get it when the page loads, and we're listening for when it changes. That's great. So I do have some stretches here. If subscriber count reaches 2,000, play a sound, do a dance, or something like that. But let's also say anytime the count changes, play a sound. We'll find a sound to play. Fireworks with an emoji particle system. Does that exist? Because if not, we should create it. Thornstein is suggesting a marquee. I think that suggestion came in earlier. We could do the old like GeoCities style, like it's just like going across. Actually, I think it's still supported by Chrome. CSS marquee, not CSS animations, HTML marquee. Oh, it's just the marquee tag. It is obsolete, but I'm pretty sure it still works. Let's do it. Because this will be way easier than setting up flip clock. I'm still going to set up flip clock, but yeah, watch me. All right, watch it happen. Are we ready? Yeah, there we go. But let's get flip clock going. So I installed it from npm. Let's import it somehow. Let's see what we got. So if we go into node modules, we go into flip clock. There is a distribution version. I mean, if we look at the package JSON, it should have like a main file if we try to import it. Dist, yeah, so dist flip clock.js. So I should be able to import flip clock from flip clock, and that'll give us flip clock. And so it's not a global variable like it is in their documentation. Oh, it has a dependency on jQuery? Yeah, it does. Man, I'm going to regret this. I'm going to install jQuery. This will be fun, though, because instead of making it a global variable, I am going to import it, and then we'll use it that way. Yeah, let's do it. npm install jQuery. I laugh because typically you don't want to do any DOM manipulation when you're dealing with something like Vue.js. But let's do it. Why not? Let's do it. Okay, so we have jQuery, and with that we can do import $ from jQuery. Okay, cool. So now if we look at their documentation, we want this specific example. So you select an element with jQuery, tell it to flip clock, give it an initial value, and give it a clock face. So this is what we will do. And we're not going to use, I'm going to get rid of the marquee. That's funny, but I'll get rid of that. And we're not going to use that anymore. We're just going to give this a class of counter. Well, let's call it subcount. Cool. And so in here, really, let's do this. We'll do it like the the, what do you call it? The view way, but with jQuery. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a watch, and I'm gonna listen for when stats dot, oh, I forget what it was. Was it subscriber count? I might need to log it. Whenever, actually I don't need the S. Whenever this changes, we should get the old value and the new value. So you get new value and old value. And let's just log those. Okay, let's see if it works. So stuff's broken. jQuery is not defined. And that's probably because of flip clock. I think I can do import star from, wait. Import star as, how does this work? No. Basically, I need jQuery global. That, can I do that? jQuery is not defined inside of flip clock. Ugh. And what could possibly go wrong? Obviously everything. And Sebastian asks, is it good practice to mix Vue with jQuery? No, and this is exactly why. Should import jQuery and $. So actually, yeah, I guess if I do, well, I guess that's the thing. If I'm importing flip clock, then jQuery just needs to be globally available so that I got it. Check this out. Window dot $sign equals $sign and window dot jQuery equals $sign. Huh? Watch me. Broken. Okay. jQuery is not defined. Are you sure? Window.jQuery? Undefined. What? I can't modify the window object? Oh, capital window? Capital window. No, it's the same as lowercase window. Well, so Robin is suggesting import jQuery from jQuery. But the thing is, and the way Webpack works, is when I import flipclock, it's its own module that doesn't have access to any of the variables in here. So even though I've imported it as jQuery, it won't work. Let's do this. When it's mounted, can I do window.jQuery equals jQuery? Because basically I need that to be a global variable for that. May only appear at the top level. You know what? I could just add this. I could just stop trying to use this library. Let's see where our subscriber count is. It's probably going down right now. 1975. We went up one. Cool. Andreas, when CJ gets stuck, he laughs. When I get stuck, I cry. Oh, and no, it's not. So Robin is asking, isn't your build broken due to invalid syntax? No, sir. Learned something today. So this is actually, I think ES 2015 maybe introduced this, but this is like computed property syntax mixed with method definition syntax, because this is listening for a specific value to change. Because you'll notice, like, when the page loads, that's the new value and the old value. And yeah, Goofernator is saying with Webpack you could use provide plugin, but I am using the Vue CLI. I can create a custom config. You know what? Let's do this. Let's just find a better pure CSS flip clock animation. Then we don't have to deal with jQuery. And yeah, Andreas is saying, I laugh when things are, because I think it's hilarious. I am also thinking about like the state of front end and like all these different libraries and how they have to work together. And to me, it's just comical. How can I create a cross-browser pure CSS flip animation? Yeah. Okay, you know what? Okay, I won't give up that easily. I will do. Let's do this. We can modify. So I'm using Vue CLI 3. We can modify the Webpack config to make jQuery globally available to FlipClock. Let's do that. Vue CLI 3 Webpack config. This is a really good article. This came out a few months ago, but this does talk about Webpack. And if I want to modify it, I can do vue.config.js. So let's do that. Vue.config.js. And in there, we're going to configure Webpack. And this is where we need to do the thing that Goofernator is suggesting, which is provide plugin. Yeah, Sebastian, I already tried to do the window thing, but for whatever reason, it could be because of the CLI tool that I'm using, it doesn't put it on the window. I don't have access to put it on the window. Wouldn't I Google how to import jQuery in Vue? Not really, because I'm already doing that. Basically what I need is not only how to import it, but how do I make it a global variable? Because I'm trying to get this library, and the way that this library is written is it depends on jQuery being a global variable, which is why I get the error jQuery is not defined. Okay, now Webpack global jQuery. Expose jQuery to the real window object with Webpack. This is expose loader. Is that what? That's what Thornstein is suggesting. Let's see. As of Webpack 2, you need to use expose loader instead of expose. Let's try it, and then we'll npm install expose loader. This is funny. It's funny. Okay, expose loader. There we go. And then this should be able to go in my configure Webpack. Oh, dang. I copied the wrong thing. Copy that. Paste it there. A little bit of that. A little bit of this. One of those. Another one of those. Okay, moment of truth. What? I should also get, oh, I need to kill this because it needs to look at the new config. Okay, it's looking at the latest config now. jQuery is still not defined. Oh, because options, can that be, because I need this to be jQuery too, right? Robin is saying I really should use prettier. I did it. So basically what, a recap there, what this does is it tells Webpack, hey, if some module, and these are modules because we're importing them, is requiring jQuery, then make it global and give it this jQuery package that we have installed. Okay, so now is where it comes into play, and this is why I had the watch going. So watch is going to give me new value and old value anytime it changes, and then anytime it changes, I'm going to update the sub count here. So let's see their example. I need to select the element with jQuery. Quick stretch. William found a Vue.js one. View flip countdown. Let's just look at it real quick. Let's see how easy it is. Well, this is giving it an end date. Can you just pass it a number? Let's look at it on GitHub. Because I need to pass it a number and then like tell that number to increment. Yeah, because see, these are based on time. End is a number. We can see how they did it though. Let's look at their package JSON. Dependencies, GSAP. Some serious stuff. Okay, I got it working though, so I'm just gonna go with this. And you know what? Maybe we'll change it afterwards. But this is what I need to do. Sorry. Robin says, I have a confession to make. I actually don't like Vue. That's fine. I knew that. I know you're more of a React person, right? You should definitely start a channel where you do React, and then we can do like a head-to-head or something like that. People would watch. Dangerous territory. Okay, but what we want to do is pass in the new value. Let's see what happens. You know what? Maybe we need to pass in a ref. I think we need to pass in a ref. Let's do it. Oh no, I called it subcount. That's why. So please jQuery select the thing with the ID subcount. All right, now we need to get rid of our overloaded styles. So that's on the H1. Let's get rid of that font size. Oh, we need to load the CSS too. So we should be able to just import the CSS from flipclock. Import flipclock /dist/ something. Flipclock.css. Hey. It's just going up. We don't want that. Let's look at the example that I was looking at. Clock face is counter. Oh, I don't want it to increment though. It's just doing that by default. What? What? Because I'm setting the initial value. Benjamin says, congrats on the subs. Thanks for all you do. You're very welcome. Yeah, Robin is saying he's been thinking about starting a channel, but the fear of talking to a computer in the public on my own, but still in the public. Yes, I had a fear of public speaking for a very long while. The only way I got over it was to just do it a lot at my last job, and then now I basically speak publicly on a daily basis to my students. This subscriber count is not real. It's broken right now. We're only at 1976. Alvaro is saying, this is a general way to include jQuery plugins when working with Webpack. Yes, absolutely. So just to review what we did there, this is specific to Vue.js, but if you're in control of your own Webpack config, you're going to want to add this section here, which makes it so that, because the way most jQuery has worked and the way most people write jQuery plugins is they expect jQuery to be a global variable. So this configuration right here makes jQuery a global variable so that any Webpack module can use it. And then to be able to import a package, they specifically have to write the code that allows you to do that. And flipclock in this case has, but they still depended on jQuery being a global variable. Griffinator is saying countdown true. Count down true. I might have to look at the options. Yeah, let's see. Are there options that I can specify? Your options here. Clock face, auto start. If this is set to false, the clock will not automatically start. No, not that. Auto start. False. Nope. Maybe also autoplay. Countdown. If this is set to true, the clock will count down instead of up. I think we want to set autoplay to false too. Please stop. Please stop. Let's also log the new value and the old value. I guess the thing is, and I guess what would be interesting is in 5 seconds when we get the latest value, it's not resetting. Or is it? Oh, the watcher isn't getting called. Really? Because we only care about stats. When stats changes. And this should just be, you can destructure it. Grab the subscriber count from new value. Did I spell that right? Oh, and then I want to pass in subscriber count. Yeah, so that's actually working now, but like every 5 seconds, it resets back to what it was. Clock.stop. Yeah, so let's create the clock and then immediately stop it. Let's try that. That seems to work. Quick, somebody unsubscribe, then resubscribe. Oh, I guess here's an issue though. If we're oversetting it, then it's going to play that animation every time. Really what we want to do is say something like old sub count, and this is new sub count. And we'll say if new sub count does not equal old sub count, that's when we want to do this. Let's always log this. Oh, duh. I gotta do the special syntax. So I have to say subscriber count is new sub count. I might have that flipped, but this is how you destructure and rename it at the same time. Yeah. Wait. It's 1976, but it's showing 1977? All right, is somebody unsubbing and then resubbing? Okay. It should be 1975. Is it because it's zero based? Yeah, and then that's a good call, Robin. Like I should create it once, and then if it already exists, then just set the value. How would I set the value though? Let's look at their docs. methods. Start, stop, reset, get face value, set face value. Okay, here's what we'll do. So we'll have clock, which is going to be null. And then here we'll say this dot clock equals the clock. And we'll only do this if this dot clock is not a thing. Then set the clock. Else we'll say clock dot set face value with the new subcount. Clock is not defined because it's this dot clock. It's 1974, but it's showing 1975. Is that because it's counting up one? Wait. Okay. I'll work on the styles in a second, but I think this will do it because now, yay! So now it changed to 1975, so it went up. And if it changes again, it should just change it. Hey. That's what we wanted to do. That's great. All right, now we wait. 1977, sweet. All right, let's mess with the styles. So if we just set this, actually, I mean, do we want it to be an H1? Really, I mean, I guess we could set it to be, in the example, they're just using a div. Let's change it to a div, see what happens. Okay. Hey, it went down. People are unsubscribing. Stop it. Okay. And if we just do a direct style background black, that seems to work. But then the flip clock wrapper, we want this to be centered. Can I do like margin is 0 auto? No. Could I do display is flex? Will that really mess it up? Justify content center? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Whoever you are. Okay, this is what I want. So subcount. We'll have those properties. And I think this is now where we can give this thing a padding. View height based, like 3 view height. 7 view height. Are we really going up? It shouldn't be adding one each socket event because I do have just this stats endpoint, which it's always taking that specific value. 1981. Yeah, and we can also test, like if we call the YouTube API directly, we can actually see what it's giving us, which should be the same value. Yeah, 1981. Cool. I'm not happy that we had to get all that weird jQuery stuff working, but this is pretty cool. And there was a chat, it seemed like in Discord, let's see. Favorite place for useless CSS stuff from Greg. Cod drops. Ooh, interesting. Let's see, do they have anything for flip clock? Nothing. I might check it out though. Definitely bookmark that for later. 1981! 1974 was Ixer. Andreas said, unsubscribed too many times. And really right here, I want to say, like, subscriber count as of, because that's what that time is. I want to put that in. Right here. As of, and we'll do to local time string. Now we wait. Now we just hang out. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. Actually, we should play a sound. We should play a sound every time it goes up. What sound should we play? Please throw a suggestion in the chat. What sound? What kind of sound should we play whenever the subscriber count goes up? $1981. And actually, let me deploy this thing, because then you all could go to the website and see the thing. So let's deploy the server. Griffinator is asking, you could be checking every second, and if the value changes, push to client. The only reason I'm only doing it every 5 seconds is I don't want to hit Google's like rate limit, because if you request too much, they'll just cut off your app completely. So I think it's real time enough, at least for right now. Like I have very few subscribers compared to a lot of other channels where their numbers are changing like by the hundreds by the second. Mine's changing like once every few hours or a few days. So okay, I'm okay with it like this for now, but in the future I definitely could check the YouTube API a lot faster. CJ sub API, RT sub API. Okay, so let's hook up my front end to the deployed site and see if it works. So hard refresh. Oh no, did I kill my client? Oh, I did kill the client. Oh, you know what? I guess I was going to say, like, I'm not using flip clock, but technically I am. By importing it, it is setting itself as a global thing on any jQuery element. A water drop sound, a suggestion from Andreas. I kind of like that, because like we're coding garden, and it's like, boop, one more drop to grow the garden. Or a nice triangle sound, like ding. Or what about a, what do you call it? You know what? It's not updating on the deployed server. Oh, it is. Okay, I was about to say. Then we should see like 31. Okay, so the deployed server does have a socket connection. That's great. Let's deploy the front end as well. npm run. Well, I can't do npm run build because that doesn't exist, but let's create it. This is a very interesting way to do things. Like, instead of using the view CLI to like make a huge app. I can make like a very small app, but still get the benefits of Webpack and bundling and all that good stuff. So now I have dist, and I'll deploy this. Let's alias it cgrt sub. What? When it's deployed, the styles are broken? The background is being overwritten by the flip clock wrapper. What? But that's not happening locally? That's so weird. That's super weird. Oh well. I'll make it important. And then redeploy it. Oh, and Fancy Intestinal is saying now you can build some Arduino counter display. That'd be awesome. You can have it just sitting there and showing like the latest value. I actually do want to do something like that, especially like if my, I'm not gonna say it will, but if my count ever starts to go up in larger numbers, then that'd be cool to watch. Because they sell physical devices, but they're like hundreds of dollars. I could build one for cheap. New sub, thank you. Let's deploy this. What? I made this important. Did I not save it? I thought I built it. Yeah, that's important. Okay. Let's build it again. Trues says, some time ago they built a live sub count and used an odometer.js. It's the same as your flip clock, but they also have some themes and cool features. I'll check out odometer.js. Actually, Mr. Unknown says, set up Streamlabs. I do have a Streamlabs set up, I believe, in the description. If you click donate, this will redirect to Streamlabs here. And you can send me money. But also, just today, I got Super Chat enabled, so you can also do Super Chats, and also you can pledge on Discord if you do want to. Oh, not Discord, sorry. Pledge on Patreon if you want to support the channel. All right. Styles are probably being cached. Let's see. Like, okay, so I built it, and if we just try it locally, and we look at that, yeah, now it's working because it's important. Cool. It's super weird how when it's built, oh, you know what? When it's built, maybe it probably loads the styles in a different order, which would, I don't know. Okay, now let's deploy this. It didn't upload anything, so that makes me believe that it was just cached. Oh, because I gave it a different URL. That's why. Let's give it that URL too. It's cgrt sub, stands for real-time sub. But there we go. Okay, so it's on the interwebs. I'll send the link. Yeah, Greg was asking, what does Super Chat do? It's just a way of sending donations. You can send anywhere from $1 to like $500 or something like that. Um, okay, let's get a water drop sound going. Oh no, where'd my mouse go? There we go, okay. I'm gonna start up the local dev server again. Oh, I lost a subscriber. Okay, let's find a water drop sound. Royalty-free sound effects. $5, $10, $0. None of those are free. Oh, Quill Horse is saying, I was just testing to see if it was live. It should be. Okay, we're back at 1983. Soundbible.com. Attribution 3.0. I believe this is a Creative Commons license that just says you can use it for free as long as you attribute them. You're free to share, copy, and redistribute the material in any medium or format, adapt, remix, transform. Under the following terms, you must give appropriate credit, provide a link to the license, and indicate if any changes were made. Cool. So if we use one of these, then we just need to make sure that we attribute them. That's okay. It's not. It doesn't sound as natural though. No. Oh, I like that one. It's got some reverb. Actually, we could like add some reverb to this one. I like this. The spooky water drops, but I'll chop it so it's just one of the water drops. Let's grab it as MP3. Let's go to the subscriber count, client. Cool. We need to give them some attribution. So let's just throw this like in the README. Kaizen says, that's creepy AF. So let's create a README. Real-time subscriber count client. Water drop sound from there. So I can click it. Do I have Audacity? I don't think I have Audacity. Can I chop a sound up with GarageBand? I think I can. But then can I export it as MP3? Continue. Empty project. Audio. Okay. Kind of just want to drag and drop. No, let's go into the client. There's a metronome on. Turn that off. Okay, but I only want up till... Make it smaller or cut it. Also, how do I zoom in? Zoom. And I want to cut like right there. Track. Edit. split regions at playhead. Delete. All right. Cool. That's all I want. Now let's export this. Can I just export the selection? It's also like crank the volume. Okay. Share. Export song to disk as MP3. We'll just do 128. Let's put it on the desktop. Let's call this single single drop. Dropping my single. Export. Did it work? That's okay. Goofmatter says, when I hit 2,000 subs, play recording. Hey Siri, send $500 US with PayPal to CJ. We're making trap music. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna get this working, but then yeah, I'll make a nice little song with some music. Oh, one thing is though, when we play this, there's like a weird cutoff. Listen to it. Because it doesn't fade out. I think there's a way to add a fade out, right? Master effects, not even effects. Can't I adjust? Oh, well, it's fine. That's fine. Don't save. Let's put that in there. Let's get rid of water drop. Now we have single drop. Okay, here's what we do. In our app.view, we're going to import this file in. It just works because Webpack. So import, we'll call it drop sound from single drop.mp3. And then I guess when the app loads up, we'll create an audio file with the drop sound. And if the count changes, so if there wasn't a clock, we're going to set it. Otherwise, we're setting the value, which means that the count changed. Oh, actually, so the count changed. But we only want to play the drop sound if it goes up, right? I don't know. We'll play it no matter what. And we also want to set the current time to 0. Okay, let's try it. Client is listening. Ooh, I have a recommendation for creating a volume fade out. I think I want to do that. It worked. Yeah! And I'm okay. I'm not going to add the fade out. I think it's okay. Cool. I'll deploy this real quick so all of you out there in the world can enjoy that wonderful sound. Ooh. I guess really my server is good to go. You guys are going like crazy. Stop it. Unsubbing, resubbing. All right, took it down for a second. Oh, no. Now I want to deploy it. What was the link that I gave you all? CGRT sub. Okay, so the deployed one should have a sound now too. We're going up. We're, what, 15 away? Yeah, 15 away from 2,000. And I guess one thing I might do. Oh, it didn't play. Failed because the user didn't interact with the document first. What? Weird. So you have to actually click the page for it to be able to play audio. I guess that's a browser restriction. Very interesting. Okay. Now that I've clicked it, we should hear it. Interesting. Greg says, should we do a flush when we lose a sub? Why not? Or I mean, we could try to do something garden related. So like what's the opposite of a water dropping? What about like a sizzle? Or it's like from an episode of Law and Order. It's like that dun dun sound, yeah. It's pretty cool though. You hear it right when it flips. The sound of a bug getting crushed. A chop. Or how about scissors? Because like you might trim the like a rose bush or something. And if someone unsubscribes, or we're trimming the fat, because only cool people stick around as subs. A machete chop. Let's get. Are they called like snaring scissors? Is that a thing? What are garden scissors called? Shears. Shear scissors sound effect. That's too much. I guess I can just do a scissor sound effect. It doesn't have to be anything special. Did we get the last thing from Sound Bible? Is that where it was from? Yeah. Let's search for scissors. Getting direct messages from Greg. I don't know if I should check them on the live. Didn't find anything. Sound Bible scissors. Oh, YouTube has. Oh, Greg sent me a link to YouTube. They have a library for sound effects. Interesting. Scissors. Now you all are doing it on purpose. They're gonna flag my account. Scissor snips. I mean, really, we only want one though. Grass clippers. Ooh, I like that. We'll clip it to just be the first one. I like this. All right. Clippers.mp3. All right. Now, let's pull it up in GarageBand again. Download later. That's a whole lot of download. Audio file. Let's open this directory. And we want clippers.mp3. And we just want the first one. Oh. Oh, don't record, so. Okay. I think the first one's good, right? Yeah. I could definitely make a song out of this. Okay. And we'll clip it right there. Track, edit, split at the playhead, delete to the beginning. Cool, I like that. There shouldn't have to be any fade out or anything either. Let's pump up the volume. Cool. Export to disk. One clip. Done. Don't save. Cool. All right, let's bring it in. So we'll have our drop sound and we'll have our clip sound. Oh, what do we call it? One clip.mp3. Yeah, we should be able to set the SRC too. So we're going to set the face value, and we're going to say if new sub count is greater than old sub count, then audio.src is going to be the drop sound. Else it's less, so the source needs to be the clip sound. And then we reset it and we play it. That should do it. Okay. I mean, we should be testing this locally. npm run serve. Oh, add reverb to be consistent with the drop. I think I will. Yeah, why not? Let's see if it works though. So right now I haven't deployed it yet, just on local. It went down, but will it go back up? Nice! I love it. Okay. Yeah, let's add some reverb. I mean, really, I should just be using Audacity for this, because it's like GarageBand's overkill. Do I still have the window open? No. Stop unsubscribing! That should be the sound clip, right? Stop it. All right. Okay. It's been a very long time since I used GarageBand, but here's some reverb. What if I do that? Oh, get rid of the metronome. Crank the reverb way up. Oh, I need to close the tab real quick so it doesn't interfere. Too much. That's a little too much. What is ambiance? Let's increase the ambiance too. It's okay, a little more reverb. Yeah, I like that. Dev, coding garden, quick stretch. Quillhurst. The show ends with less subscribers than we started with. Probably. We're going to save this as one clip. Export, replace it. Okay, close GarageBand, don't save it. And let's build this and deploy it. Deploy. Christian says, sounds like getting a haircut in a cathedral. I would get a haircut in a cathedral. I think that's what we called it. I might be deploying this to like different URLs every time. Kaizen says it needs more wetness and sustain. Are you a music producer? Do you produce? Or an amateur music producer, maybe? 1982. We were at 1985 at one point. Please resubscribe if you did unsubscribe. Please. Is it broken? No. Okay. Thank you. Whoever you are, thank you. No, we have, I think we're at 1970 when the stream started. So I've at least gained 13 subs, which is good. It's a good sign. It went down by 2. Even more. No! Someone suggested it should be, it went up by 3. Baby Don't Go. It should be what I play. Or don't when it goes down. Oh. Put that cookie down. I could do some Arnold Schwarzenegger clips. Stop! Get to the chopper! Now you're all just messing with me. The clock glitch on page load is a bit distracting. I wouldn't call that a glitch. I mean, I think that's a feature of the library. It's like, that? Is that what you're talking about? I think it's supposed to behave that way. Oh. Is that what you meant? And remember, like, if you weren't here a few minutes ago, you literally have to at least, like, click the page for the sound to play because it needs user interaction. But after you've clicked the page once, then the sound will always play after that. I think even if you go to, like, another tab. Okay. Do I have messages on the Discord? Message from a patron. Okay, week 1. Oh, you're a new patron? I guess maybe I didn't get the notification. Thank you so much. That's awesome. You rock. Ooh, lots of links from Greg for a CSS flip cloner. Okay, we spent a lot of time getting the the flip clock JS working, and that was just like so convoluted because it's jQuery and flip clock, and then a webpack config to get jQuery loading, and then we have like custom code that's like using jQuery selectors inside of Vue. It's not ideal. Why does it start with 0873? Goofernator is asking. Does it? I don't... Oh, 0876. I see. Oh, like, I think that's just the default value. Let's look at flipclock.js to see what they... ooh. Um, options? I think it just does that by default, so it has something to start with. That's really weird. If we look at the general counter. Yeah, like this one, that one starts at 99. Somebody just unsubbed. Yeah, I have no idea why. If you look at my, thanks for the sub. If you look at my my code, um, we're initializing it with the new sub count, and that comes in as like whatever the current value is, 1985 or whatever. On the page itself, there's nothing in there, so I don't really know what we can do to change it, right? Oh, now it's 875. Hard refresh. Weird. Yeah, I really don't know. Oh, they all go up by 1. I see, right? Maybe there's an option to see, so because 8, 7, 7. I guess the other issue is, one thing I'm having to do for whatever reason is subtract 1 from the value I'm setting it as. It's like 0 indexed or something like that. Oh, it is, because it's a clock. So it's 0 indexed, so I'm having to subtract 1. And so and then I have to stop it and then I believe this line of code is like resetting it because it's playing. It's just weird behavior. I should have found something else to use probably. Yeah. So I think that's what it is. It's like each number is going up by 1, except for the fact that I am subtracting 1, so the last value isn't exactly there. But 7 goes up to 8, 8 goes up to 9, and 0 goes up to 1. And I think that's just default behavior when the flippy thingy loads, when really the first value should be 19, like the one number before this. I wonder if there's a way to set that. Let's see. It's going to be in options somewhere. The default value is hourly counter. No. Default language, callbacks, methods. I guess we could set the face value. I don't know if we can set the face value though, because it's already getting set. Clock face options, maybe. And if we look at the general counter, we are specifying clock face as counter, yes. Does it have specific options? Doesn't seem to. Wait. Should we do count down instead of count up? I don't know. I'm missing a -1? Kaizen says, it's just an effect, it's fine, it's okay. Your project manager is going to scream at you. No issues, need to be open on GitHub. Appreciate it, man. It's just curious. But we have gained 16 subs since the start of the stream. I'm happy with that. Pretty sure, Greg says, pretty sure the PM is yelling right now. Line 34, new thingy should be 000. So if we do that, it'll just be 0, because then I'm always setting the face value after creating it anyways. Let's try that. Because if the clock didn't exist, we create it, then we stop it, and then we set the next value. But, really this is just going to be 0 though, so it's not a 4-digit number. Let's see what happens. And I mean, you could do 000, but it's still just going to get converted to 0. That could make for an interesting effect though. Let's see. Oh, we're already running. Localhost 8080. It still does the same thing. Well, now it's going 0175 instead of 875. Really, I should just do a whole stream where I write this thing from scratch. The flip counter. What if I set the initial value to that times 10? No. Oh well. Oh well. Cool. I am happy with that. So now we just hang out till we get to 2,000. Will we get there? I don't know, but I have found that if I'm streaming live on YouTube, I tend to get more subscribers. Random people will find me, they'll click the sub button. So maybe I should just sit here and hang out and wait for the number to go up. What do you say? Oh, was there anything else that we wanted to add to this thing? You know what? Here's what we'll do. Let's make the back end a little bit more real time than it is right now, because right now it's every 5 seconds. And the reason I did this was this API endpoint will start to rate limit us if we request it too often. So, oh, I lost a subscriber. Please come back. So we could technically do this like every second, and then that would be emitting the value a lot faster. Let's do it. But I think if I do this, I actually want to make sure that I get a 200 response, because if I don't, then I'm going to be emitting some weird stuff. Let's do this. Okay. Thanks for the subscription. We'll say if res.okay. I think that's, we'll have to look at the fetch API, but I think that's a thing. Then we're going to return res.json. So that should do this. Else, we're going to throw an error. Error calling YouTube API. And we won't put the catch on there, but I mean, really we're not catching it anywhere. I should also just log it, so if it ever happens in our server logs, we can see it. Okay. Let me double check the fetch API, but I'm pretty sure this is a thing. Like res.okay means it was like a 200 status code or like a 304 redirect or something like that. Fetch response is what we want to look at. Robin, anyway, way past my bedtime. See you later, Robin. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers. Hello, Alex. Welcome to the stream. Are you a new sub? And Andreas is asking, am I streaming from home or work? I'm streaming from work. The whole building is, well, it's technically closed today, but a lot of people are working here because it's like a co-working space. I do want to try streaming from home. Right now, I'm using like apartment shared internet, so I don't know how decent it's going to be, but I want to try it because that would probably allow me to stream a bit more. The only thing about my work is it's very busy here, so I don't know if there's like always a dedicated time that I could stream at because it varies depending on like what events are happening here. Yes, response.ok contains a boolean stating whether the response was successful. Okay. So if it was, yes, otherwise, error calling the YouTube API. But technically, we still want to call it again, because otherwise we wouldn't. We're going to swallow the error. Okay. Let's do this. I want to test it locally. And really, I should add code in my client to decide which API endpoint it's going to talk to. Let's say like API URL. And then just up at the top is if window.location.hostname is localhost, then the API URL is from localhost. Else, it'll be the deployed URL. So that should take care of that. Our client and our server are running, and we're good there. Yeah, so now it's grabbing it and updating it every second. But what I do want to see is if it errors out, like YouTube rejects us, then we should see the log on the server side. Kaizen is asking, what is the quota? And I should probably look into that. Let's see. YouTube data API request quota. There's probably like thousands of requests per day. I just lost a subscriber. I just gained a subscriber. The person that I lost, just know that we're always here if you need us. So come on back when you're ready. And for the new subscriber, welcome. We have lots of fun here. It's a great place to be. Let's see. Quota usage. The YouTube data API uses a quota to ensure the developers use the service as intended and to not create applications that unfairly reduce service quality. Okay. Calculating quota usage. A simple read operation that only retrieves the ID of each return resource has a cost of approximately 1 unit. We're doing a cost of 1 unit. If you have a daily quota of 1,000 units, yeah, so what is my daily quota? Let me look in the API. I'm going to hide my screen real quick, but let me look in the API console to see if I can see my daily quota. And Quillhurst is asking, how long have I been doing YouTube tutorials? Probably since January. So roughly 6 months. But I had uploaded they weren't exactly intended as YouTube tutorials. I had made videos for my students at the time. I teach full stack web development at a place called Galvanize, and I had just made videos for my students, but I happened to make them public on YouTube, and then just like random people started finding my channel. But that was before I actually treated it like a channel and uploaded videos regularly. But officially, I started streaming in January of this year. Okay, I was going to go to the Google API console, or like what developer console. Because I think in there it'll tell me what my quota is. And I know that you can't see my screen. I just don't want to accidentally reveal any API keys and such. Let's see, APIs and services, dashboard, traffic. Okay, so, oh wow. I have made 1,850 requests to the YouTube data API with 0 errors. That's crazy. I mean, I guess if I'm requesting every 5 seconds, then yeah, of course I've made that, but wow, okay. So quotas, let's go to quotas. Oh, I get 1 million queries per day. And queries per 100 seconds, 3 million. Whoa, okay, so 1 million queries a day. How many seconds are in a day? And I'm requesting one every second. So there are 24 hours in a day, 60 minutes in an hour, and 60 seconds in a minute. So 86,000 queries at most per day. I'm way under the limit, way under the limit. Okay, I'm going to do a 1 per second. Okay, here's my screen. And you can see that here. So queries per day is 1 million. And then under metrics, we can see, wait, it was under overview. Where was it? Where was it? Oh, wait. Let me hide my screen again. I don't want to. Yeah, Kaizen says, you're good, fam. Because, yeah, I would need, I'm only making at most, and the thing about, and the cool thing about the project that I made today is that only my server is making the request to the API. So no matter how many people connect to my stats website, only the server will be making requests to the API. So, cool. And you can see here, I've made 2,000 requests today. I've got, what is 1 million minus that? I've got 997,000 requests to go. So we're good. Okay, so now my server is requesting every second. So the front end is updating really quick because of sockets, so that's great. Let's deploy it. And need to make sure we alias it to the right thing. Rodrigo just joined. Congrats for the 2,000 subs. Thanks. We're not quite there. We're at like 1,986, but we're getting really close. Oh yeah, and there was a comment from Kaizen. Just realized how good of a creator you actually are. Never realized how real the interaction feels on this channel. Kaizen, I feel like we're friends. You know, like I only know you from the YouTube chat and the Discord, but yeah. I somewhat worry about like the larger this channel gets, and the more like active people there are in the chat, it will get harder to like really engage. But I'm doing my best, and I think it's working out. It's like the community is right around the size where it's easy enough to talk to people in the chat and code and communicate on the Discord. I think right now the Discord has like a little over 100 users, but in terms of active users, there may be 10 or 15, if that. So it's manageable, definitely is. Want to alias that to that. Okay, so now if you refresh your browsers, if you go to cgrt-sub, you should be getting second updates on the website now. Tom says, you didn't lose a subscriber. My app had glitched or did something crazy and unsubbed me when I loaded the stream. Immediately resubbed. I love your stuff. No, I was just messing. No worries. Earlier, people were like unsubscribing and resubscribing just because like when it happens, this page will play a sound. So they're kind of messing with me, but it's okay. Imad is asking how to optimize for traffic and not down. Wait, I just lost a sub. But wait, wasn't it at 1 at 19? Okay, I came to sub. Now you're all messing with me again. So the way I have this deployed right now, it's pretty much, I mean, for the most part, optimized for traffic. So this front end is actually deployed to now. And somebody's messing with me. And now is allows you to deploy static websites, meaning they actually, I don't know if they do deploy it as a CDN, but this front end is pretty much always up and can, for the most part, be cached in the user's browser. Excuse me. And then my back end could potentially be scaled on now. So right now it's using a single instance, but I could actually scale that up to multiple instances, and now would actually take care of routing traffic to the different instances. And the way I have my backend code, I might close the tab, but the way I have my backend code set up, it could actually be on, okay, I have to at least mute my sound now. My backend code could be on like 10 different servers, and it wouldn't matter because they're all just sending back the same types of responses. And yeah, so for the most part, this is somewhat scalable. It's not super real world, but yeah. And Quillhurst is asking, do we go against your Google quota when we view that link? The answer is no, and that's why I set it up this way. So the only thing that's going against my quota right now is my backend server. Because the backend server, I don't have a diagram exactly, but I do kind of describe it in our initial README. So the Express server is getting YouTube analytics every 1 second from YouTube, and is just storing the last known value, and then is really, not if value changes, is emitting socket message with last known value. So every time it gets the value from YouTube, it emits it to everyone that's connected to the web page. And then the client is just listening to my server for the count change. So when you're visiting this web page, you're not actually contacting YouTube. You're just connected to my backend server, which is sending the latest results. And this is probably the preferred way to do it because as long as I can scale my front end, I won't ever hit against my YouTube quota because I only have one thing requesting from it. The garden was getting flooded with water drop sounds. What are you, like 10? I don't know, somebody was messing with it. That's funny. Were there any other things I wanted to add to this? Anytime it changes, play a sound. I guess let's do this. If the subscriber count reaches 2,000, play a sound, do a dance, confetti, fireworks. Let's find another really hard to use library that will like burst confetti everywhere. Confetti CSS. That's cool. Is it following my mouse? Ooh, it is. That's a lot of code. Oh, and it's using CoffeeScript. A simple confetti animation built entirely with CSS3. View the live demo here. I mean, I could write this myself. I could write this. I could do this. I should do this. How about a few Coding Garden images? What do you mean by that? Like show them on the page, maybe? Quick stretch. I think I could code this from scratch though, like even using Vue.js, just like have circles that like fall from the top of the screen. um, Quahorse says happy 2014, everybody. Wait, what? I'm not there, am I? No. 1987. I was thinking, because the U.S. signed the Declaration of Independence in 1776. Earlier, we were at 1976, so that would have been the bicentennial. I don't know. Coding garden flowers growing on the webpage. That could be cool. I do have, like, on this website, these things. Oh, I guess technically I could do like little raindrops too. That's what the syntax is. It's like raindrops falling. I really want to find, there's like some serious confetti out there. Let's find some examples before I start coding something. Wow. Wow. 50 lines of code. Is it using jQuery? It is using jQuery. Vue.js confetti. 18 stars, a Vue component for dropping confetti. Huh. Party time. Oh, that's cool. They're hearts too. Okay, let's try to use this. Confetti.start and confetti.stop. I love it. Let's do it. Okay. npm install Vue confetti. We're going to do this. I'm going to run this command in the client. npm install Vue confetti. What if I made it rain emojis? You know what? I probably should. Let's see. What are the options in here? Colors, the confetti colors. Shape, the shape of the confetti. Circle, rect, or heart. By default, it's just circle. Let's look at their code. Okay, so this is like a mix-in that installs it, or a plugin. They have a particle, which has, so they're drawing it on a canvas. I don't know. How long have I been streaming? 2.5 hours. I feel like if I make it rain emojis, I'll probably, by the time I'm done, get to 2,000 maybe. Okay. Let's make it rain emojis. I'm going to do it from scratch. This is the content you came here for. All right, let's do it. So we want to do this Vue.js style. I really am going to have like an update and draw loop like you would in like any sort of like graphics or like game app. We could do it all in here. Let's just do this. Can we have one confetti emoji go from the top of the screen to the bottom of the screen? Can we get that working? And actually, maybe we'll set it up as a component. So let's do right here. Well, you know what? I don't want it to be in the section because the section is display flex. And I want this to have like relative positioning on top of it. All right, let's give this a class of main. And then I'm going to put everything, well, now I'm like getting less semantic. Okay, so we have like this main section, and this section is in that section, and let's see what this looks like. Is this still running? It is. Okay, so it still looks okay, but now we have like this parent component where if I were to do something like create, I don't know, let's say like a span with a nice little emoji in it. There's this thing. It's there, right? And it's not inside the flexbox. If I give this a class of emoji, let's make the emoji have a absolute position. So that way it should appear on top, yeah. And then if we give it like a top of 100 and a left of 100, oh God, that. Pixels? Yeah. Yeah. So I think I can get this working with just like regular plain old DOM manipulation. Kaizen is asking, can I incorporate P5? I could. I definitely could, but I don't think I want to. I think I can literally get this working with just regular plain old DOM manipulation. Yeah. Let's do this. Okay, so we're going to have a div. Or are we? No, we're not. We're going to have a span with a class of emoji, and we're going to repeat this for each emoji in emojis. And it will have a key of emoji.id, and we're going to bind its style to emoji.style. And right here, we're going to throw the emoji.emoji. So here's what I'm thinking. On our data, we have emojis. It's just an empty array. When the app starts up, we just push like hundreds of emojis into the array. Right? Yes, hundreds of emojis into the array. So when it's mounted, we'll do array.from length 100. So this will run 100 different times, and we're going to push an object that will have an ID, a style attribute, and an emoji attribute. Okay, so ID is just going to be a date string. Actually, I think I can do now, like that. Emoji is going to be, for now, everything will just be the party emoji, but later on we could randomize it. And then style is going to be an object. We'll say position is, well, actually, I think by default it has class emoji, so it should be position absolute. But here's what we'll do. We'll give it a randomized top and left based on the window size. So top will be math.floor, of random times window dot inner height. What is this complaining about? Times. And left will be math.random. Oh, sorry. This will be math.random. Math.random of window.inner width. Any errors? 2 errors. Emojis is not defined. This dot emojis. Now is not defined. Is that not a thing? Is it date dot now? No. Date dot now. Okay. Duplicate keys detected, because they all got created at the same time. Or did they? I mean, it should be... I need a unique ID. How do I generate a unique ID? I guess I could install a library. Geez. I know there's like the UUID library. That should give me a unique ID. Yeah, let's install this. And then I want to create, I think, a version 4. That's what I want. So we'll import it in. We're using all kinds of libraries. And then right there, the ID will be a UUID 4. Okay. Oh, we need to bind the style. It's not getting passed down. Bind the style. It's also not getting passed down. Position, absolute. It's not passing the style down. I should be able to bind a style attribute, which is an object. Oh, I need to put pixels on here. Hey! Okay. Oh, I could, yeah, Oliver Wright. Oh, hello, Oliver Wright. Welcome to the stream. I could take the index of the element. Yeah, that could work. And then I don't have to bring in a separate library. Let's do that. I think it also was that doing date.now was I think that is in milliseconds though, isn't it? But it was that like they were created in the same number of milliseconds. But yes, it should be fine to just use their index. Let's do that. So let's uninstall UUID. Okay. And then we have access to the element, which is undefined, and the index. And we'll just specify the ID as the index. And then now we don't want UUID anymore. It works, cool. But for whatever reason, the clock library is putting that on top of the emojis. Let's do this. Let's put all of the emojis below. Yeah. Cool. Z-index, all kinds of suggestions. And the number has gone up, 1989. We're going. Okay, so when the page loads, they're just all over the place. But I think what we want to do is when the page loads, No, don't put them at a random top. Just put them at a random left, because by default, wait, and then top should be 0 when the page loads. Yes, okay, so they all start at the top, and maybe we even do like negative 10 pixels, so they start off the screen. I don't know, 100 pixels? Yeah, so by default, they're off the screen, and then we need some sort of update method that's going to make them all trickle down at like a random 1990. Yay! The sound isn't playing though. I might have had my sound muted. I think I had my sound muted because of earlier. Okay. Yeah, so now we need an update method, and let's just change their top at a random rate. And then if their top ever reaches the window height, put them back at negative, and they'll just keep falling forever. So let's have like a method. Call it update emojis. And we need to, oh, I lost a subscriber. I gained a subscriber. We're going to iterate over the emojis. And we need to update their style. Okay, that's why I had my sound muted, because losing and gaining. So I'm going to say emoji.style.top. We want to increase it. Well, actually, so each emoji should maybe fall at a different rate. Waiting for the wall to fall. We're going to party like it's 1989. Okay. Should they fall at different rates? How? Well, you know what? We could start them at like a negative, start them at different negative heights, and then they just increase at the same rate, but they started in different places. You know what? Let's just get them. Let's just get them going. So top. Let's grab their current top value and remove the pixels. So current top dot replace pixels with nothing. So this should give us the actual value of top. And then we'll say emoji.style.top equals current top, converted into a, well, we can convert it to a number here. So that converts it into a number, current top plus 10. So just increase it by 10 pixels every time we run this update emojis function. And I think we can do window.request animation frame and then pass in this .update emojis. You know what? We may need to do a fat arrow and then call it just so it has the right this binding. And then after we've updated the emojis, do it again, and they all should just be falling right now at the same rate. Are they? Are we getting any errors? View component.update emojis. Emojis is not defined. We want this .emojis. Okay. they're all falling, and like we're getting some weird aliasing. That's too fast. Let's fall at like 1 pixel. Weird. Oh, I could use translate Y instead of top. Yeah, I like that. Maybe that's better than top. And also this like weird aliasing, this weird stuff that's happening. Yes. Or we could do transform. Isn't it CSS transform with translate Y? Yeah. Let's do that. So instead of setting top, we're going to set a transform. Oh, wow. Now this is going to get really weird, but because we need to grab the number value out of the transform instead of out of top. You know what? Let's keep track of it just as a number. Translate value, -100. So let's say emoji dot translate value plus equals 1. So we'll increase it by 1. And then we'll set the transform to be a nice little template string with this. But instead, right there goes the emoji dot translate value. Spelled it wrong up there too. Yeah? Let's see. Wait, what? Does it, maybe it needs a top. Yeah, it does. So initially, yeah, so it needs an initial location, and then we're just translating it from there. Right? Transform on the emoji CSS for faster redraws. Okay, so that should do it, but let's see what is happening. So we've got emojis. They have a top, they have a left. Transform is not getting set. Is this the right syntax? Nan. I thought I renamed, oh, that's style. Okay. Emoji.style.translate value. Wait. Do we need to translate it negatively? Minus equals 1. Oh, oh, we have to change it there too. Wait, have I frozen my browser? I think I have. What's happening with the translate value? Translate value. Okay, that's working now. So now do we need to increase it? Something's happening, but is it setting the transform on the element? Yes. There they are. Wow, we should probably use like Canvas or something like that. But let's increase it by 10 pixels. Let's see what happens. Not so bad. Okay, instead of request animation frame, let's just do it 100 milliseconds later. I don't know. Is that going to make it any better? We'll see. Whoa. Whoa. What's happening? It's like a scary party version of Space Invaders, is what Christian says. Okay, it's working. we do want to bring them, I mean, I guess it's sort of working. We have this weird stuff going on. Why is that happening? I don't really know. We're doing it too fast. Let's go slower than that. Any suggestions? If you're always going to be moving them all, then you should set the transform on the container. Well, I do want to move them at different rates. Right now we're moving them all at the same rate. Because technically I could make a container that is like twice the size as the screen, that's off screen, and then we animate it to go down and then back up. Transform will tell the browser to composite better. It might fix the weird display bug. Wait. Use animation keyframes instead. That's just so weird. Okay, what if they're not, okay, let's see. What if they're not all increasing at the same rate? So let's say their y increase is randomized, but this initialized at the beginning. Let's do math.random times 10 plus 10. So it will vary, but that's what we will increase it by. And it will be a minimum of 10. And we're putting it on the style. Technically, both those properties don't need to be on the style. I think that's why I messed up earlier, but style dot y increase. There's only a little bit of aliasing. Okay, let's go faster. And really, we want them to be spaced out more. And I guess I don't want 100. Let's just do like 50. Yay! Kaizen says, might as well be using a library. We should use Canvas. Tetris mode is on. I think this works better though. Now that they're not all like decreasing at the same rate, there's like less aliasing. It's weird though. I do want them to be more spread out, and should they all start at a negative 100? Am I okay with this? Should I be okay with this? Should I try to make it better? I guess really one thing we need to do is say like if the translate value is greater than the window height, set it back to a negative 100. Is greater than window dot inner height, right? I think set it back to negative 100. And really, negative 100 might be too much. What if you just do like 25? It's okay. Not so bad. I think it's good enough. Yeah, we're getting like weird aliasing, but I think it's good enough. Okay, quick stretch, and then we'll throw in some other emojis. Good enough. Good enough. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. Okay, so the possible emojis will be that one, that one. Let's throw like a little video camera in there because this is YouTube. Like a little TV. Like maybe a keyboard. Oh, not that kind of keyboard. What other emoji should I throw in there? Don't forget cats. Like cat emojis. Is that what you mean? Heart eyes. Kissy face. Let's also throw some flowers in there because this is the coding garden. Oh. Ooh, yeah. Okay, yeah, these will be good. Let's get all these flowers. That one. Nice little sunflower. I'll extract a little method real quick to grab a random emoji. That one. That one. And that one. Okay. We'll just say like random emoji. And then we'll have a nice little method right here, random emoji. And we'll do, we'll create a variable for our emojis. Emoji choices is going to be that. Oh, that. And a random emoji will be emoji choices at math.floor of math.random times emoji choices dot length. Oh, rainbow, of course. And scissors. Oh yeah, I think there are water drops too. Let's see. Rainbow. Nice. Yeah, one of those. All right, I think we need more variant. So notice how like there's like a little bit of space and then they start coming down again. I think we can fix that with where they're actually starting. Wait. No. Oh, randomize the emoji when it resets as well? I like it. So when we are resetting the value, we'll say emoji.emoji is a random emoji. So that should reset it. Oh god. Oh, that function isn't defined. Let's put it on methods. And really, our emoji choices can just be like a global variable. And we'll do this. Goes on methods. And then this will need to be this dot. So every time they come back around, they should change. Yeah, I like it. Add some emojis with a little opacity. Is that possible on an emoji? Let's see. I think they all have the emoji class, right? Yeah. Oh, it's changing so fast I can't modify it here, but would that be a background color? Yeah, and I guess one thing is I don't want to show the emojis unless there are 2,000 subscribers. Like that's when it should kick in. And I should be able to do that. Basically, all of this, I can just move into a method that's like start emojis. That should do that, and then that will start calling update emojis. Opacity 0.8, let's try it. And just putting that on the emoji class. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, let's make it even more. Let's do like 0.5. Wow. I like 0.8, that's good. Emojis. Cool. I'm happy with this. There's definitely better ways we could do it. We could probably use Canvas. I'm doing this weird thing of set timeout. I wonder now, so before when all of them were updating at the same time, it was causing like weird graphic glitches. I wonder now if we do request animation frame, will it still do that? Let's see. And there's no timeout there. Yeah, and then we could actually make them, that's great. And then we can make them decrease at a slower, or increase at a slower rate. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, I see what you're saying, Oliver. Will change is an actual CSS property. I had no idea. Let's look that up real quick. You're basically telling the browser that, hey, this property is going to change, so allow for better animation. Is intended to be used as a last resort in order to try to deal with existing performance problems. I don't care. Yeah, that's awesome. And so we're changing that on, I guess we can just, we can just throw that on the style attribute. That? Yeah, I didn't realize will change is a thing. That's awesome. Okay, what did I break? Transform is not defined. Oh, quotes. Wow, that's awesome. That's so cool. Let's bring this down a bit. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, Marin is saying just put it in the CSS property. I guess that will work. So yeah, because they are just class emoji. So yeah, let's do that. Yes, because it's not changing. Oh, semicolon. That's great. I think we should go even slower than that, maybe. Let's see. Um, I guess we don't have to set a minimum of 5. We'll set a minimum of 1. I like it. I wonder if will change is supported. Interesting. So you're telling the will change property is the thing that's going to be changing? I'm curious if these are our options. Maybe there are more. Cool. I don't know, but I am happy with this. I'm glad we at least got here. It looks decent. Douglas Hofstadter would approve. Wait, do I get that reference? I guess I don't. Oh, he wrote Gödel Escherbach. I have heard of this book. I could transform into 3D? What? So like maybe things are farther away or closer? Someone recommended doing like a shake, or do like I could do like a sideways falling thing too. Oh, you know what? I should reset the left every time it get resets too, just in case the size of the window changes. Yeah, emoji dot style dot left equals that. So that way, if I ever resize the window, then they actually appear within the window. So like for a split second, there won't be anything, and then it shows back up. That's cool. And then every time, I am checking window inner height, so it's always resetting it back. So even if I did change like this height of the window, oh, that's cool. I guess technically I should make the font size of the emoji responsive as well. I guess it is. It is responsive. That's funny though, like the smaller the window, the faster they fall. Oh, Rodrigo is suggesting like a leaf bounce, like if you make 10% of the emojis 20% smaller, and with an opacity like 0.5, 0.4, I think that'd be cool because then it would vary their size. So we're doing this. I guess this would just basically be font size, because everything by default is 10 view height font size. Let's do this. Math.random times 5 plus 5. So a maximum of 10, but it might be less than that. So this whole thing plus view height. So that should make them all different sizes. And then we can also reset it every time. Is that what I want? Because this can be anywhere from, oh, it's going to be a decimal, but anywhere from like 1 to 5. And then we're adding 5. So it's a maximum of 10? Will change To will change or will change. Oh, okay, so well, do you need a comma there? So now they're random size. I could also do this in the when they get reset, so that when it goes back to the top, it's a different size. Okay, and then I could also set a random opacity. It was suggested to go from, oh, and Marin's is saying the smaller ones should go slower, right? Because they have less density. Okay, so we could do translate value times their font size without the view height. Let's see what happens. Replace view height with nothing. So now translate value is based on size. So like, oh, I got to do that from the beginning as well. But let's maybe less of a value, 10. I don't need the parentheses there. Wait, is that what we're, oh no, that we want to do the Y increase. Sorry, not the translate value. That was wrong. We want to update the Y increase multiplied by the view height. But let's take Y increase and make it even smaller. Even. Eh? I think it's working. No matter the size, they will fall at the same speed. Physics. In a vacuum, yes, is what Christian says. The whole coding train crew is here. That's awesome. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Okay. I think I'm okay with that. Last thing we'll do is vary opacity as well. So opacity will be math.random times, how would that work? It needs to stay a decimal. One minus math.random? Yeah, that's cool. The more opaque ones look like they're farther away. And then we'll change their opacity every time they go back to the top. Emoji.style.opacity equals. That is cool. Oh, the water dropping sound back on? Okay, I'll unmute my sound. Just in time. Thanks for the subscription. Oh no, I lost one. Kaizen, it's 2 a.m. Watch or sleep. You should probably sleep. I'll send you a DM when we get to 2,000, or you'll know it. you'll see the subscriber count. Goofernator is saying transform translate z is 0 on the emoji class. I'm curious to see if you get constant 60 frames per second, because basically we're telling it that there's not going to be any z transform. Oliver's saying 1 minus math.random is basically equivalent to math.random. You are exactly right. I guess I'm just flipping it. Because math.random will give you a random value between 0 and 1. Good call. Yeah, stores. Now everyone create another account and subscribe. Please don't do that. I want my subscriber account to be legit. I mean, I think one of the things about my streams and the community so far is that people are engaged. It's not just people that have just clicked subscribe and don't necessarily watch the videos. So don't do that. Only subscribe if you like the content and you do stick around. So I could try this translate Z thing, but the thing is, if you're specifying multiple translates, they have to all be in the same transform property, right? Thanks for the subscription. 1992. Right? How do you specify multiple transforms in a CSS property? Translate. I think this gives you X, Y, and Z, right? Andreas with a $10 donation. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Yeah, Kaizen, you can go to sleep to the sound of people subscribing and unsubscribing. That's great. I'm getting conflicting suggestions. Add it to the end of the property or define them separately. Well, this is showing all the possible ways to define it. Multiple function values. Translate. Okay, so that's what I need to do. So I can just do like space translate Z 0. I guess I'm only doing it here. For whatever reason, I have lots of spaces, but translate Z 0. How do I know if it worked? Can you, I guess I could calculate frame rate based on how many times this function is called per second, right? Jay, 1992, the year of my birth. There you go. They do seem to be falling a bit faster, right? Right? Thanks for the subscription. Yeah, let's make them not fall as fast. Translate, y increase is where we're setting that, right? Just math.random. Plus 0.5. The first drop is always weird. I'm okay with that. Oh, suggestion in the chat, we could fade the opacity based on like the height. So as it gets closer to the bottom, it gets more and more opaque. I don't think I'll do that. Mainly because right now the opacity is giving it almost like the depth feel. Like the more, is opaque the word? I don't think opaque is the word, but the more opacity it has, it looks farther away versus closer up. Ooh, okay, Goofinator is saying performance tab on Chrome counts FPS. Record. Stop. Okay. Frames. Okay, I'm getting about 40 frames per second on average. And then more recently, like, whoa, at one point I was getting 75. That's decent, right? Am I looking at the right thing? Oh, that's cool. I've never really used that. This shows you literally what the page looked like at that point in time. That is so cool. Wow. Am I reading that right? When I hover, I'm getting that many frames per second. Oh, okay, we can zoom in. 80, 20? I don't know. Cool. Oh, there's a graph of FPS at the top too. Does it save my profile? Oh no, it didn't. Let's do it again. Oh, oh, I see. The green bar. Can I make this bigger? The green bar is FPS. So we can. Thanks for the subscription. Oh no! Somebody's messing with the sub button now. And Todd says, hey CJ, loving your channel, discovered it last week, and I've already watched the first 3 parts of the Trello clone videos. Keep up the great work. Appreciate it, Todd. Thanks for checking it out. I do plan to do episode 5 some point in the near future. A few more features I want to add to that app. Where do I see the average FPS? Thank you. All right, so we're getting close to 2,000. I'm going to make it so that the emojis only show up when there are more than 2,000 subscribers. Well, we're going down now. Basically, I need to take this code here, which is doing all of the setup and then adding them to the page. That I'm going to move into a method that's like rain emoji. Someone mentioned, it's raining emoji. Hallelujah. Yeah, and I haven't used Firefox in a while. I should, though. Someone asked me the other day, like, why I use Chrome over Firefox, and I have no good reason, so I should use Firefox. Because I've seen especially, like, the dev tools are getting really good. Oliver in the chat was mentioning that their performance tools seem to be cleaner or clearer. Oh, Rodrigo is asking, what if the background was some blurred garden image? I could do like, maybe like a flower that has like a black background? I don't know. Okay. So rain emoji is there. And we'll do this. In the watch for the subscriber count, we will say, if the new sub count is greater than 2,000. And also if this .emojis.length is equal to 0, meaning we haven't created our emojis yet, this .rain emoji. So now, greater than or equal to. So when the new sub count gets to 2,000, this .emojis.length will be 0, and then it should be 0 because we haven't done anything yet, and then we'll rain emoji, which should no longer make the length 0. Okay. It should wait. I'm guessing if it goes below 2,000 though, we should stop raining emoji. Let's figure out how to do that. So close. Let's just put a Boolean property on the data. Let's just say raining true, false. And here we'll say, let's take a stretch. Double equals hurts my soul. I'm of the camp of if you know what it does and you're aware that it's going to coerce, it's okay to use. Um, yeah, I guess there's a single equals there too. I guess I haven't looked into, is that 1996 now? I haven't looked into performance implications, like if you use triple equals, then because it doesn't have to think about coercing the type, is it actually a faster comparison? Is that true? Do you know? I don't know. But here's what we want to do. If new subcount is greater than or equal to 2000, we'll say this dot raining equals true. We'll say this dot emoji is, well, emojis. We'll reset it to be an empty array. Well, no, it's already an empty array. Else, if new subcount is less than 2000, this dot raining equals false, and this dot emojis is an empty array. So we'll clear out the array, which should stop them raining because they're no longer in the array, but we'll also do a check. Before we request the next animation frame, we'll say if we're still raining, then request the next animation frame. Okay. Oliver Wright, I'm surprised you're using semicolons. So I did C# development for 3.5 years, and C# are required in that language. I think that's kind of why Dan uses semicolons in his code too, because he does Java. But to me, code looks like a sentence without a period if it doesn't have a semicolon on it. Couldn't I skip the entire equality? Yes, I could. So I could do not this dot emojis dot length, because if the length is 0, if we not it, that would be true, and then we would do the thing. Goofernator is asking, are you destroying emojis that are out of view? I'm not destroying them. I'm resetting them to be on top so that they rain back down. I have been streaming for 3.5 hours. We have gained, we're at 1970, 25 subscribers? Yeah, I've gained 25 subscribers in the last 3 hours. Thank you, thank every one of you. 5 more to go. I'm gonna go grab a chair because I have been standing up for a very long time. Right back. I lost a subscriber. Actually, do I have enough room to sit? Let's see. Oliver asking the true questions. How many people are in the stream but waiting to be the 2,000 subscriber? Please don't wait. Wait, did I turn my sound off? Mainly because I'm so close that I kind of just want to sit here on stream till I get to 2,000. I'm willing to wait 20 more minutes. Someone could write a script where that would sub and then unsub when it hits 1999. We're gonna see the subscriber count go way down, like when it hits 2,000. Well, I think that's okay though, because that will like test my logic of if it's above 2,000, is it raining emojis, and if it's not, then it shouldn't. Let me deploy this too. I haven't deployed the latest version. Yeah, I don't think we changed anything on the server, but let's build the client. CGRT sub. What did I call the URL? Forgot. Yeah, that's it. Okay, the latest deployed version should show the raining emojis. Hopefully there's not a bug in my code. We can show, or at least search the, yeah, so this has emojis in the source code. I guess I could test it locally. Let's do this. When we get the stats, I'll say stats.subscriber count is 2,000. And then, wait, what? Am I not updating it? Because it should be, it is getting the latest value. Okay, this is a bug. Oh, no. It's just that because this is the socket code, so every time I get the latest value, it's 2,000. Okay. So the logic works then. I was just testing it. Cool. CG RT sub. Now we play the waiting game. Here, let me also check the Discord. Any action happening in there? Oh yeah, good call. If you have joined the Discord recently, please introduce yourself. We have, I guess, quite a few people that haven't introduced themselves yet. I might actually create a bot and make it so that if you haven't introduced yourself, you don't get access to the other channels. Really just to make sure that everyone's engaged and there's not just a bunch of random people on the server. But yeah, please introduce yourself if you are on the Discord. Can anyone think of anything else I can add? Anything else I can add to this app? Kaizen is saying, let's go comment on other live streams. Aren't you supposed to be asleep, Kaizen? But please don't spam other channels, because then they'll think that I sent you, and they'll like dislike my videos. I had a feeling there was like one person that was just subscribed to me just so that they could dislike my videos. Because for the longest time, I hadn't gotten a single dislike, and then every new upload it got one. I think they removed it from that video, though. Yeah. I see you, disliking videos. I don't know. Why didn't the sound play? Oh, I forgot. You have to, yeah, you have to click the page. 3 away! Three away from 2000. We're so close. Qualher say YouTube considers dislikes engagement too, so it doesn't hurt. I guess that's cool. It just seemed so, and I shouldn't let it get to me, like especially as the channel starts to grow. Like, not everyone's gonna like what you do, but it just seems so interesting. There's always one, just one. Oh, I lost a sub. Rodrigo says, add a little footer garden like your YouTube video cover. 1998. Someone's doing it on purpose. I mean, I guess I could add, let's add this as like a background image. Yes, let's do that. Yeah. Okay. Do I still have it running locally? I do. I think I have some pictures somewhere. Coding Garden images. There's that one. There's that one. I think I want to do that one just so I could do like full screen centered. Yeah, this one. Let's upload that image to Imager. And then we can do a background image on the body. It's a background color. Is background image a thing? Yes. Can you set it to be a URL? Yes. And then I'll look up the properties for making it like full screen and center. Is it requesting the image? It is. Okay. There's a suggestion to add a subscribe button. I think I could. There's not like a way to embed a subscribe button, but you can. I've seen somebody do it before. Like you click the link and then it loads their YouTube page and like pops up, says, do you want to subscribe? Thank you. Background size cover. Okay, it's there. We did it! Okay, but we went back down. 2001! Background size contain. That's awesome. 2,000 subscribers! We might need to set, I mean, you can't set a Z index on the background though, right? We'd have to adjust the property of this to give it, actually, if we give this a background of, can you do background transparent? Yeah. I think that's what I'll do. So on the sub count, background transparent, and then and the code works, yeah, because you saw that's what they're mentioning in the chat. When it went below the emoji stopped, and then we'll back up, the emoji started again. There's like a CSS tricks article on like CSS full screen background. I think I Googled it before. Screen centered background image. The perfect full page background image. This, no repeat, center, center, fixed. And I guess technically if I do that, well, I don't need a background color because the image itself is black. So I can do background. Hey, that's cool. We'll need to maybe give this like an opaque background. Happy 2000, thanks. Congrats! Oh, that's awesome. And Fezzi Intestinal is saying, emoji are in black and white and not in color, or is that just my browser? I think that's your operating system. Are you using Linux by chance? Yeah, now I have to wait for 3,000 subs. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, this is awesome. I could not do this without you. And thank you. This is great. Definitely more streams coming soon. I know I did say on Sunday that I would have my schedule down by now. I don't. I think tomorrow I'm going to try to stream from my new apartment. I'll see how the internet is there, because if I can stream from my apartment, I'll probably be able to stream a little bit more often. But yeah, let's add, actually, we could do an outline around the text. That would help. Let's do that. CSS text outline. Yeah, there's another CSS trick. Both of these articles, actually, I used both of these for clean code facts. I had my students do a warm-up where I told them to grab a random image from this API that I gave them, and then a random clean code fact from a clean code API that I created. You have to show a loading image. Right now the backend server is spinning up, and then you see a nice nature image with some clean code quote. No matter how elegant it is, no matter how readable and accessible, if it hath not tests, it be unclean. So apparently a lot of my code is unclean. But for this I used full screen background image and text outline. Error handling is important, but if it obscures logic, it's wrong. Cool. Apparently there is the WebKit text stroke, or really I should be able to just do text stroke, right? And where is my text? I've got it on the H6 and the small. I don't want to do it everywhere because I think it'll actually give the emojis text stroke. Super chat. Goofernator, all right, peeps, it's been nice. I'm off to take some Z's. See Jerry the man, cheers from Belgium. Thanks so much with the €5 donation. Fantastic. And then yeah, so I guess right now what they're mentioning in the chat is like if it's above 2,000, you're always going to see emojis. I could make it that like, I don't know, maybe when it hits 2010, it stops raining emojis, and then when it hits 3,000, it'll rain until 3010. I don't know. And Qualers was saying they got 115 frames per second in Chrome for the emoji rain. Yeah, and Greg is suggesting I could do subscribers mod 100, or I could even do mod 1,000. And if it's divisible by 1,000, rain the emoji. But I want to see it now. I don't want it to stop the moment I get 2001. Quick stretch. Then I'll add the text outline, and then I think I'll call it there. Greg with the $2 super chat. Thanks so much. That's awesome. $2 for 2,000 subscribers. Sweet. So are you saying if I get 1 billion subs, you'll give me $100? I'm just kidding. Wait, where's my mouse? There it is. Yeah, let's try this text stroke thing. But I only want it to be on the H6 and the small. Apparently, doesn't recognize it. I may have to prefix it with WebKit. I do not like that at all. I mean, it's easier to see, but then you can barely see the text itself. I guess I could make it bold. Do I also want text shadow? Let's see. I don't know if I like it. Can make it bold. Yeah, I'm just gonna give it a background instead of a font weight. Say background color is black with 5% opacity. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's deploy that, and I think I'll call it there. Oh, make the text rainbow colored? Maybe, yeah, let's do it. Okay, what are the colors of the rainbow? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. You know what? I actually I wrote like a Vue component that does this for the issue manager that I made for Coding Train. Kaizen with the $5 donation. Thanks so much. Here's to many more subs. Appreciate it. Let me see. Let me check it out on my GitHub. I could redo it, but basically I had an array of colors, and then I iterate over the characters in the string, and each character gets a different rainbow color, and then it wraps back around. Components. Oh, I thought I put it in a component. Maybe I did it manually. Rainbow? Maybe it's somewhere. I don't know. You know what? I'm not going to do it. Try to do it entirely in CSS. I think I'm going to call the stream there. This was super fun. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks for subbing. We made it. Thanks. A big shout out to the Coding Train community. There are a ton of people in the chat from over there. So thanks for stopping by. I'll push this code up to GitHub. I'll put a link in the description. And before I go, I will deploy this latest version. Because it has the nice Coding Garden background on it. Oh, and actually, does it resize? Ah, it doesn't resize very well. And actually, how does it look on mobile? Horrible. I'm not going to try to fix it. Okay. Thanks for the sub. Okay. Oh, what? Oh yeah, I gotta, when it deploys, the background style messes up. I have to make this transparent thing important. That was from the flip clock library. says, good job. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, let's deploy this, and then we should be good. There we go. 2003 subscribers. Ah! That's awesome. Thanks, Christian. There it is. Cool. That's it. We did it. I probably will, I don't know, like tomorrow. I'll turn off the raining emoji and then I'll make the code so that it rains when it's 3,000. But for now, that's awesome. I like it. Cool. As I mentioned, keep an eye on the channel. I don't have a set stream schedule just yet, but tomorrow I am going to try to stream from my apartment, so we'll see how that goes. I may do it as an unlisted stream, just like send the link in Discord and people can tell me if the quality is okay. I don't know how the internet's going to be, but we'll check that out. But again, thank you for everyone. Kaizen, I can't believe you didn't go to bed yet, but thanks for sticking around. Cheers, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and let's refresh this page just so we see the real sub count. Nice, cool. All right, I'll leave you with this.